So you've got an IGT draw poker machine, and much like this poor example here, your monitor has died or is about to die, and you want to replace it. Let's talk about that. I'm Lawton Barnes, you are in the metal shop. And today is a very, very exciting day because we're going to do an unboxing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Ceronix 1505 LCD monitor for use in a vintage IGT Player's Edge draw poker machine. Right off the bat, there is something I have to warn you about on this monitor, and that is its price. This monitor cost a whopping $581.45, and I have some questions about Ceronix's shipping charges. They charge $70 just to mail the thing to me, and look at these other shipping charges on here. It did in fact come in a couple of days, although these say FedEx, and guess who actually delivered it? UPS, that's who. Also, I want to note that I'm using the term LCD monitor. This is not an LED monitor. It's a little older style, and it uses like CGA graphics, and is LCD rather than LED. The styrofoam packaging in here, you'll see that it is labeled as model 1493. That's the size of the monitor that I just put aside. And so you can save this packaging and reuse this box for storing your old CRT monitor or sending it off for service. What do we have here? Ceronix LCD conversion installation. Warning. Huh, okay. Did not know that would be in there. All right, so here comes our monitor. We can see that our monitor has been QC'd by Brent. As far as the monitors that I have, I think Brent's been working at Ceronix since like at least 2010. So, hi Brent, thanks for the monitor. One key aspect of these monitors is that depending on your machine, there are two different types of cords that you'll have. You may have, which for lack of a better term, I'm going to call it the large Molex connector, which this one is equipped with, or your machine may have, and they've included an adapter here, a smaller one. So why don't we just go ahead and see what happens if we plug this in. I just set this into position, align my little tabs, and it's that easy. It just locks right into place. This machine uses the larger Molex connector, so I'm just going to go straight into the bottom with it and not use the adapter. Snap that into position, and let's power it up. Okay. That doesn't look good. These monitors have an auto adjust function. Let's see, I believe what you do is you just hit the select button. And one thing to note here is that the buttons on this monitor are directly behind your coin counting mechanism up here. Okay, that's the power. What if I hit this one? Auto adjusting, please wait. Still. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to reach over onto this one and bring up the menu. Horizontal vertical sync switch. And hey, that at least got the colors correct. So now that the sync switch is on, back to the auto adjust function. That one feels like power. Look, it works. Okay. It was a two-step process. First, I had to go to the HV sync setting and then do auto adjust after that. And that looks pretty dadgum good. I'd like to dial in some of the controls on here. This is made challenging by the position of these buttons, and And within here, the buttons are labeled up and down. But what they really do is move it left and right. All right, why don't we make some improvements to this monitor? I'm going to shut this down for a second. We're going to make this a little easier to work with. All right. First up, I'm going to pull this adapter off of here, and I'm going to use another zip tie to hold the main monitor cord in place. Okay, I'm going to save my adapter for later or for use on a different machine. I'm going to bunch this cord together. Okay, I like that arrangement better. That will hold that securely into place. The next thing I'm going to check on here is to ensure that the VGA connector has been tightly attached. Just as I suspected, it has not been. So I'm going to give those screws a little twist to make sure the VGA connector is on board. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to relabel these buttons. Instead of power select, down, up, and menu, we're going to make it say power select, left, right, and menu. Looks much better. We've got a protective piece of plastic on the front. I'll go ahead and remove. And this connector on the bottom here is often loose, and the little tabs holding it into place will sometimes break off. So I'm going to address that right this minute. We're going to add a little hot glue to that. And we will squirt that down in there and try to hold this in place a little better. Our glue has hardened. Our control buttons have been relabeled. Our zip ties have been updated. This is going back into here. That feels much more solid now. And in order to reach these controls a little better, what I'm going to do is see if I can make some extra room up here by pulling this fluorescent panel for now. I don't think there's anything back there that's electrical. Or at least it isn't insulated. And now, I'm going to power up again. Okay. I'm going to see if I can make another little adjustment. So let's go to menu and select. Let's go left, right. I'm going to go to this down up setting, which is currently at 18, and I'm going to move that to the right to center that in the screen a little better. That's looking pretty good. Horizontal size, I'm going to stretch this out a little further. Same with left, right. Okay, now that's good, looking good. That's got the entire image of the LCD screen is now filled with the color blue. There's nothing weird going around the edges. This one is interesting, this one called Fine, because it seems to affect the anti-aliasing. You'll see how it gets real sharp around the edges when you adjust this Fine control. It gets rid of, look at that weird jagged line. So when I'm adjusting the Fine control, dialing in the detail a bit, that's looking pretty good. Now we need to put this back. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So these two slots, two tabs go into two slots. Press that around the rubber gasket. Okay, so now we can close the door, and let's make sure that I carefully close the door and make sure that nothing is going to hit or come into contact. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I like it. That's a good picture. The image quality on them, the colors are vivid, they're brighter than the CRTs. One thing I was a little surprised to find in the box was this plastic bezel along with the warning message from Ceronix. I really can't figure out where this goes. These screw holes over here don't seem to line up with my door, and I'm wondering if maybe this is just for a different machine. Let me give you my final thoughts on the Ceronix 1505 LCD monitor. What we have here in this setup is two of the Ceronix flat screen LCD monitors in the middle, and the ones on each end are CRTs. So let's compare them. Right off the bat, one thing I noticed is that the original CRTs were a 14-inch monitor, whereas the LCDs are a 15. And with the 15-inch monitor, it completely fills the glass window on the screen with image, whereas with the CRTs, you had a black plastic bezel around the side. So it's not better or worse, but it is different. It's a different appearance from the original screen. I can see a little bit of anti-aliasing around the edges of the letters that the CRTs tend to smooth out. And I guess one thing that's important to note here is that when it comes to CRT monitors, they're not making any more of them. There is literally not a single factory on planet Earth that is producing new CRTs these days. And when your old monitor fails, it's gone, and these monitors are difficult and expensive to repair. So if you want to keep playing your machine, enjoying it in your home for years to come, the LCD is going to be your best option. And on the other hand, if you bought one of these machines and you're thinking you can fix it up and flip it for a profit, this monitor may not be the right choice for you because at the cost of nearly $600 for these, you would be lucky to get that much out of the machine when you sell it. This could completely wipe out your profit margin if you're trying to repair and flip one of these. And all in all, it's beautiful. And I gotta be honest with you, when I started making these videos, I wanted to not like this monitor. I love the look of the old CRTs. And I got to tell you, it's won me over. This is the Ceronix 1505 LCD monitor upgrade from a CRT. It cost $581.45. If you're looking to have your poker machine be, top-notch, nice condition, this is the way to go. I'm sold on it. I really am. Keep on rocking like docking. Try it one more. Diamonds this time. Come on, give me a flush. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna double up. Ooh, I got you now. Ha ha. No. And cash out. What's that smell? Oh, I know. It's your poker machine. It stinks. It smells like an ashtray. Let's get the funk out of there. Watch this video from metalshop.poker.